So this is one of those games where the rules say you're not allowed to lie in them because the youngest player has to start and will deal first. And what you do is shuffle the deck, so you can do that whilst I read the instructions. And the dealer will start by rolling this purple die and keeping track of that number that comes up, because they're the bonus points that could be scored in the round. And the person then deals one card face down to each player, and the people should not look at the card that they're dealt for the moment. And then the dealer deals 6 more cards onto the playing board, but these ones face up. And as the cards are placed onto the spaces, the dealer reads each clue out, just in case there are illiterate people playing the game who can't read it for themselves.
Or blind.
Oh, well, yeah, that's okay. I mean, trust you to bring in accessible. I mean, yeah, okay. She said the other day when we were playing a game that she was the annoying school teacher, and I'm starting to agree with that. You know, it's just.
Well, it's not fair. I mean, you can play this game if you're blind, if somebody reads you the cards.
Yes, it's true. It's true. Okay, so when everything's all set up, the dealer flips that sand timer there over, and the idea is that the players, before the timer runs out, privately look at their face down card and think of something, one thing, anything that best fits the card that they have in their hand, and as many of the face up cards on the playing board as possible. It should just be one thing, and not 2, 3, 4 or 5, just one thing. And when the players have thought of an answer that satisfies the card that they have in their hand, and any one or more of the face-up cards, they place an It Fits token next to each of the cards that they've found something that their mystery item fits.
So, you could have this can be cooked, and something you can choke on. So if this was the card in my hand, can be cooked, those things would certainly fit together. I would put, if I would put then my token there.
Yes, yes. Obviously your thing would be something like chicken bone or something.
Right.
Now when the sand timer runs out, obviously that's the end of the thinking time, and then starting with the dealer, the players turn over the card that they had in their hand and say the one single thing that they chose for their answer, and then the other player or players get to explain their thing and justify it and decide if the players agree with the person's reasoning, because like it can be cooked and choked on would being a chicken bone would have been fairly obvious. I don't think anyone would have challenged that, but if you'd have said something completely off the wall like ice. Okay, ice.
You can't cook ice.
You can't cook ice because it melts. Freeze it. You freeze it, so you have to. You can be off the wall, but you have to be able to at least explain it. And when you're talking about her brain, that's just off the wall. Anyway, scoring. Players can move their little pieces along this track, and they move one space for every one of these that they match with their card. So
if I had 3, I'd move 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
With the bonus thing?
Just getting there, hold on. The players also move backwards one space on the scoring board for each of the cards that don't fit. Bonus points The dealer earns the bonus points equal to the value on the dice if he is able to come up with an answer that satisfied as many or more face-up cards than the other people. For example, if the dealer rolls a 3 and has an answer that everyone agrees satisfies 4 cards, then he gets those bonus points. So if it's a 2 and he's got 3 pieces on the board, he'd get the bonus points.
Which moves you more?
Which moves you more along the track. And I love the bit on this. It's a very simple. It's just literally like a little tiny thing. But the funny, cute thing about it, it says rinse and repeat. I really like that because, you know, shampoo and everything else. There's a story behind that. Maybe I'll say it sometime, but not right now. You can ask or whatever. But yes, and the game continues until somebody gets to the end of the scoring board, and you don't have to do it in an exact number. So,
right.
That's the game.
My only thing about this game is you want to keep this out of reach of little kids because these tokens look like candy. Yeah. And they really look like candy, so you don't want little kids looking at this thinking it's chewable candy. Just don't let them do it. I mean, you wouldn't have little kids playing this game anyway, but don't let them encounter the box and see a container full of these nice, cute little chips.
Speaking of the box, it's unusual in that it is shaped like the words. Because the words in it fits. But, you know, just another one of those things. And it's a cool colour. It's kind of like a pinky purple, which, I like purple, so...
Am I dealing these out?
Yes.
One to you.
Thank you.
One to me.
Is usually unwanted.
Is usually not touched by humans. Makes a loud noise.
Is usually found outdoors. Is in the title of a movie. Is something you hunt.
And we turn this over?
Yeah.
Did you roll? Or are you just...
You roll, you're the dealer.
Oh.
3. Is usually found on or in the body. Is usually found on a farm.
Has levels or layers. Is something you would buy on the street. Opens and closes. It
is something that is stuffed.
I can read backward and upside down.
Oh. Are you ready?
Yeah. Go ahead, you go first.
Well, mine has legs. So, I just kind of went with flea because this is usually found on the body of some...
Yeah.
Found on a farm because animals have fleas. And is something that is stuffed because it gorges itself on blood when it eats.
That's a stretch, but yeah. I let you have the 3. Mostly because we want to move it along.
I'm so generous.
I'm not argumentative. Alright, I have might carry a disease and I went with dog because dogs are on a farm. You can get a stuffed dog. Like the stuffed animal dog. You could have your dog stuffed if you really wanted to. Its mouth opens and closes, and there are shelters and things that sell, that let you adopt out on the street. At least like where we are, outside of PetSmart and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I went with that.
Okay. Yeah, you can have that.
3, 4. One for you.
Not that we like to play games that you have to think and...
Can be rolled up. Is something you might find in a teenager's locker.
Usually comes in pairs. Is made with fabric. Is something you would not want. Usually has curves.
Oh gosh. Alright.
Go. usually found in a desert, is used by more men than women.
Usually is found in a circus. That's going to be good.
Yeah.
Has a hole. Is fluid. Is usually hollow. I read that as Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah. Ichabod on the brain.
I saw hollow. And the Y. 1. Oh, okay, go.
Let's start the timer, shall we? Let's just pause the timer for a second while we have a laugh, because okay, let's put our things on.
You have all 6?
Very grown up, yes.
Okay.
Did I deal this one or did you?
No, I did it. That was all me.
No,
I have is the only one in the world.
Okay.
So, I'm just gonna pause this. Because... Alright, grown-up discussion over with. We've both agreed on the parts that we have picked. And I was told to put a piece here, so...
Yes.
Whatever. Okay, so I would go 7.
Yep.
So that's the end of that game.
The grown-up version ends the game. Yeah,
it was extremely grown up that particular round.
Although I have to say we grown-up pieces, but adult scientific discussion about grown-up things. So there we are. That's It Fits. It can be hilarious, it can be serious, it can be kooky, bizarre.
Don't let your children eat the pieces.
Best
because it really, I mean...
played after copious quantities.
It really looks like candy in there, honestly. It looks like a box of candy, so don't.
Alcohol.
What?
I was in the middle of a sentence and
sorry.
You interrupted me several times. I said best played after copious amounts of alcohol. Since we're talking about grown-up versions. And it packs away neatly into its little box.